All right, let's look at a few plays from a couple of games. Got a double team right here. Breaks the double team. We're at the point of attack. Ball carrier's right there. A little bit of a hook and a grab right here. Referee should be looking at that. Don't focus on the ball carrier. You got to look, have the look through here. Is at the point of attack. There was restriction. Could he have made the tackle? Possibly, if he hadn't gotten jerked back. And did it matter? Yes. Let's go on with this play. There's a couple other things. If you notice, we snapped the ball here from 16-yard line. Where does he throw it from? Almost the 18-yard line. Ball's released right there. If any part of his body is past the line of scrimmage, it's an illegal forward pass. We got a guy right there looking at it. We got a guy on the other side looking at it. Somebody's got to get that. Again, here, this is the next play. We can see that we did not call this. A lot of screens this year from the game films I've watched. I've seen a lot of these wide receiver screens. Got a good block there. Watch 70 here. He's beat, pushes the guy in the back. The guy gets away. And that's just a blatant push in the back. Lets the ball carrier get a first down. We got to see that. Umpires you're going through could possibly see that. Referee as you're trailing the play, and the wing official on this side. Somebody's got to get that. This false start, I looked at it several times. I don't see anybody moving. Right with the snap. Everybody moves right with the snap. I don't know why we call a false start here. This is the next play. I think this kid's rattled. Maybe it was called on him. He definitely didn't jump off last play. Maybe he's rattled a little bit. He jumps off here. We call that correctly. But we got to make sure that we're correct on these false starts. A lot of these screens, there's no problem with this play, but tight end right here going in motion. He goes past the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage is the 26-yard line, 26.5-yard line. He comes back behind the line of scrimmage because we're already blocking downfield here and here when he catches the pass, which is not illegal because he catches the pass behind the line of scrimmage. Just something to look at. Good call, but something that we need to be aware of. A lot of these teams are doing this. This is if you watch this guy down here, coach wants a timeout at the last second. He starts to wave his hand. He didn't blow his whistle. This doesn't look good. We've seen a couple of these last week, and this is, when they don't have a good punter, I think their punter was hurt, and they have a halfway decent field goal kicker. They're using this play as a punt. And the discussion is what are the proper mechanics for this? I mean, unless they got a great field goal kicker, this would be like a 65-yard field goal. Unless you know him, watch this guy or scout this guy in your pregame, he's not going to kick a 65-yard field goal. Where do we want to line up? I would say the goal line. I would stay at the goal line, especially if they got somebody back deep to catch this as a punt. There's no reason to be behind the line of scrimmage when you know this is just going to be a punt. This is something that the coach needs to tell you about before the game if he's going to do this. Now, these guys one was at the goal line, one was under the uprights, which is fine. But I would say in this situation, goal line, then work your way up. Unless you know they got a kid that can kick it 65 yards, which there's not many in this state. They can kick it 65 yards. Here they're doing it again. This would be a 70-yard field goal. So we know they're not going to make a 70-yard field goal. So goal line, maybe a 10-yard line. Depends on where the deep guys lined up at. I would both the, possibly scrimmage kick formation mechanics we're going to use here. Referee's on the right side now. They lined up at the goal line. Probably a good mechanic to be there. Well covered. Play up the middle in the end zone. My question here is, umpire, everybody knows he's in the end zone. There's no reason for you to give anybody a signal that he's in. Everybody knows he's in. It's not your call whether he breaks the line or not. He's way in. Let somebody else make that call. And another thing I didn't like here is he turns his back to the players. Why are we turning our back? We got all kinds of crap going on right here. Somebody could slug somebody, and you got your back turned. Not good. Again, we don't need that signal unless it's a big pile up in the middle and nobody knows whether he's in or not. If you look here, we got a run pass option. He's scrambling around. We've got this big guy's downfield about 5 yards. 70's downfield about 4 yards. We got to get that. Now, I know it was 4th down. This guy had his hand on his flag. Maybe he didn't want to throw it, but we got to throw it regardless if it's 4th down or not. We got to get that. Those guys are way past our 3-yard buffer here. We got to get that. Now we get an illegal substitution call here. It looks like they broke the huddle and next guy was going off. I don't know why we're throwing it now. I mean, if we let him get off, he wasn't standing around and we didn't get it earlier, why are we getting it as he gets off the field and stopping the play? Knees down here. Our deep guys are deep because they've got deep receivers down here. But our knees down, we got this guy is 15 yards away, and this guy's 15 yards away. I know we're stretched thin here, but we've got to get this. This guy's down right here at the 36-yard line. then moves on down to the 32-yard line, and we spot it at the 32-yard line. Here you can see the next play. Let's go back. He's clearly down right there at the 35-yard line where the ball is. And we give him 3 more yards. Wing officials. You see this wing official's at the 30. This one's at the 29. Don't start coming out on the field unless you're at the same yard line. If you don't agree, you need to talk. You need to make eye contact before we start coming out there. You got to start selling it. Hook and turn here at the corner. Good play. Good call by the referee. Looks like he gets a little excited. Good look through. Not just focusing on the runner. Good look through here. Looks like he's a little happy. Got a little pep in his step as he threw the ball, threw the flag. Here we have an incomplete pass. Quarterback throws the ball down, and we have nobody in the area for who's eligible to catch the pass. Nobody. There's nobody there. And we do not have a flag for for intentional grounding. You know, this is where this guy has got to come in and help. There's nobody in the area. He needs to come running to him and say, hey, there's nobody in the area. And we got to call that. We missed this. The referee at this, he has no idea whether there's anybody in the area. This guy's got to give help. He's got to come running in. If he's got somebody in the area, he needs to point to him. Incomplete pass and point to that guy. If he's got nobody in the area and there's nobody here who's an eligible receiver, he needs to come running to him and tell him, hey, there's nobody in the area. We got intentional grounding. And then the referee at that point will drop his flag at where the quarterback threw the pass. Good call for unnecessary roughness here. Rides him out of bounds and then body slams him. Good call here. That's the way you keep control of a football game. My question here is, how did this guy get so uncovered? This play starts like this, but I question, did this guy sneak on the field at the last second? Did he ever come inside the numbers? He may have, I don't know. This is just one of those plays we need to be cognizant of. This guy has got to come inside the numbers for at least a second before the ball snapped. This just looks really weird that there's nobody even looking in his direction. So this gave up a touchdown. Again, I don't know if he did come in or if he did come in, but we've got to get that. If he did not, we can allow them to sneak a player on the field. This was a touchdown. Overtime, play right up the middle. This is the first play in overtime. Snap from the 15. You got a blocker right here in front of the running back who grabs him and takes him to the ground. No flag. I don't know how we can do this, especially in overtime. We got to be diligent in overtime, not lose our focus. But this is not good. I mean, he tackles this guy. He's at the point of attack. There was restriction. He's at the point of attack. Did he make the tackle? Yes. Did it matter? Yes. This should be a holding call, and we get nothing. They score on the next play, and then wind up winning the football game. We got to be better than that. All right. I hope everybody has a good week. I didn't mean to end on a down note, but things to look at, things to worry, to be cognizant of, things to work on. And as always, thank you for all that everybody does. And, let's continue to have a great season.